best worst family reunion. And there we is. Now, there's some of them over there. Okay, here. This is Eric's house on top of the hill. This is where we're going to have it. There's Elvis.
Yes, dear.
We got Elvis. And we got John, too. Boy, he took up the whole camera. Boy.
No way. No way.
Yeah, I bet you are, too. Sure.
No way. I use my bed partner. My sleeping partner, yeah. My sleeping partner.
Did she get up in the middle of the night and go for cookies?
No, she didn't.
She did?
Neither one of us. I never heard anything until 7:30 this morning, and she was the one who got up first.
She probably...
You have to walk around, take everybody's picture, do you?
Absolutely.
Yep.
I'm waiting till we kind of get
Well, I am too.
together. Maybe when we eat, well, I can take
that time the
some.
first one will be done eating, and the last one will start.
Well, I'll get take a couple. I brought an extra roll of film, so
Oh, Dennis.
What?
Dennis Taylor. I'm going to run. I'm going to do my exercise.
Okay, run.
And run.
I got these guys up here playing croquet.
Oh yeah, I think this is the idea for this kind of a game.
How's this?
No, this is
There we go again. Keep the salmon breaking them.
Who do we want? So we gave him the word. He lived with us for 4 months. Anyways, he always shaved his head. He just liked to wear his hair like that, and it would get about that long, and he'd shave it. So
How did he look? Oh, there.
Some people look good, and
you know, he looked good.
Did he?
And when he started, his hair started to grow back. He didn't look right to me, so I was used to it. But he and Pete one night, I think, had
Yeah, I got
beers,
some talking I got to do to you anyway. I hope it's good talking. Because you're going to do the talking.
Excuse me, are you the crazy one?
No, you are. He's the crazy one. Not me. I talked to him on the phone and I said, well, which one are you? And he said, well, I'm the crazy one. And I said, well, that's good. That you belong to this game.
Bocce ball.
So I didn't participate.
Oh, your favorite game, huh?
That's right. So Eric shaved this time, and it turned.
Excuse me. No, you can't get up there. Those pictures in the mailbox. Yeah, she can. I know. I'm going to stick her in the mailbox.
Look at that over there. Look at that.
must be nice to be so popular.
Once in a lifetime.
Pig roast?
I should get a picture of that. Yeah. No, I didn't.
Dad's get a picture of the pig.
Enough is enough.
All right.
Wait.
They're not going to take that. They're not going to say that you're the best of that.
Oh, there comes some more.
You gotta go get
Chris, get over there with the...
Are you done? Are you guys done?
one more.
You're done now?
What have they been making this thing like all night or something?
Oh, there's Pearl. Focus on the pig. Forget the rest.
You know, this one is still advancing, Phyllis.
What?
This one is still advancing.
It's probably all done. It doesn't advance. It's all done.
How do you know when it's all done?
Well, I can't turn it. So, boy, she thinks it's going to be English and German.
When Randy left that time to go up to Minneapolis, she was son 8 hours. He went all the way to the North Dakota border. He went way up there. It was 8 hours. It was 4 in the morning before he came back. And all he had to do was go about a mile and a half out of town and take 90. Couldn't find. He come back.
You could. I don't know how to do it. Take my wild Irish rose. Pretend it's marijuana.
The dentist knows how to do this.
Take a big old suck, Phyllis.
Yes.
Come on. I love you, Tori. Oh,
He's gonna slow it. Sing for us.
Sing.
Mersey dotes and does. Mersey dotes and
Oh, they went to tie that chair.
You tied them up.
I didn't tie that chair.
I never smoked. Oh, you have to. I did. Never too late to learn.
You're not a kid. You finally grew up.
Okay, never too late. Oh, sing.
Hi, everybody.
Come on.
Happy day. Happy worst day.
Okay, Phyllis.
I sound funny.
Put your lips around it.
Come on,
You sound the same with or without.
Yeah, not a dark shade.
Put your lips around and take a big suck. Suck it, Phyllis.
Suck, boy.
Suck it.
Happy worst day. Happy
Come on, Val.
You can do it real good.
This production comes to you via Alberta. We are the famous Worst Sisters from North Dakota. These next 3 are my sisters. I wasn't very happy with me. I got a few good swats myself. Oh, well, that's life on the
I heard that. That's one of the reasons I do such goofy things all the time. And you're the cause of it, right over there. There were 6 girls. There are 6 girls in the Wirtz family. And 2 of them cannot be here with us today. And we miss them and we love them very much. I have to have cue cards because even the preachers use them. We had lots of good hard times on the farm. And there were so many times when my dad would be worried about the rain, the crops, and there are such things as grasshoppers, which will come into the fields and bite off. There's lots of you that will know this, of course, bite off the bottoms of the grain. And then there are such things as prairie fires. Now, I don't know if any of you know such things about prairie fires. But anyway, they would, my folks, if they saw smoke or something in the distance, that they would hitch up a team and take sacks and things and stuff them in the tank, and then they would go and beat out these flames. And then they had what they called a fire break, which was a big patch that they did around the farms in order to stop a fire that if it got that close, there was nothing for it to burn on. And so that's just a little bit of the thing. But we girls had a good time. We had a good home. And then we had a little building off from the house. And it was called a bivy, or an outhouse, which you probably know about it being at lakes and so on. And I was accustomed to having to do dishes, but you know, so many times I'd go stomachache and I would run for this little place to go.
My mom told me about this stomach ache.
color pages, because those you didn't use, you know, you crumbled up the other. And I didn't like that, but it wasn't so bad in the daytime. But when night came, it was always kind of bad because the house was behind you, and you had that comfortable feeling. But before you went to bed, that was the last place you went to, and it would be dark, and you'd go out there, and pretty soon I'd start back, and I'd say, "Oh, there's somebody going to grab me! Oh my God! I almost lost my instant hairdo." And anyway, on this building, there was a door that usually had, like a half star or a dime shape or something like that. I never figured out if that was to let the fresh in or the fresh air out. But we girls had a good time, had lots and lots of good memories. And there's a lot of you here that have heard some of my goofy stories, of course. Wait, I hold my stomach in. I have problems. I just ate. I hold my stomach in and my back out, so I don't know which way it works. Anyway, I had gone, one of my incidences were that I had rode in a rocking chair on top of a camper with an umbrella over my head to Tulsa. And that was a real adventure. Believe me. Right. I'm standing here hanging on her because I can't stand on my own two legs. You do. Yeah. And then one time a lady friend of mine got caught in the garage. Overhead, shut up. Overhead door came down and we were stuck in there. We were screaming, yelling, and going on and all that. Nobody did anything about it. So finally, we found a coping saw. Do you know what a coping saw is? Anyway, cut a hole about maybe in the door, and we took a vacuum cleaner hose and run it through the door and said, "Help! Help!" The mailman was coming down the street and pretty scared the wits out of the guy. So you see, that's what Elma did when she knocked me out of the buggy under my head. You want to hear another one? Okay, my sister Frances was living in Pittsburgh, and she had 2 children, and one time she came back to the farm to visit us. And so I had a letter from my lady friend who lived in Racine at that time. And so I thought, well, now this would be a good time for me to go along with her. I don't have to go by myself. She has to change buses in Chicago. So get a picture of this. I went, and even my kids don't know this. And so I thought, geez, I gotta have something to wear. Can't just go to Chicago. So you gotta picture this in my, I bought a white suit, and it had lots of red ruffles down the front, you know, and then I found a little red straw hat, something like Minnie Pearl had, with the strings on it, and I had a little bird that was going up on top here. And so we got to Chicago, and I thought, I've got class for this outfit, I know. And so we got into Chicago, and it's a good thing that the North Shore was pretty close to the bus there, because my sister Frances left at that. Geez, I feel a breeze on my legs.
Is that part of the story?
No, not part of the story. That just came about. And so here I am in the bus, or in the depot, and I bought my ticket and stood there, and I was shaking so bad, and my bird was doing the Kazatsky or something up there. I don't know what. And so I stood there for a few minutes, and all of a sudden somebody came up behind me and took a hold of my arm, and I had my suitcase sitting right next to me, and this man says to me, "Do you want me to carry your suitcases for you?" And I said, "No." And I grabbed my suitcase and I hurried up the steps to the platform up there, and these trains were going back. If anybody knows what the North Shore was like, they were just going zip-zap back and forth. And I'm saying, well, how do I do? How do I know? So finally one of them stopped, and the conductor got off, and he said, "Where were you going, lady?" And I said, "To Racine." And so he said, "This is your train, you'll go now." And so I got on the train, and I bet you the lady that I sat next to was ready to throw me off the train. How far am I going? How many miles is it? When do I know? How do I know when to get off? This little hick from the Dakotas. And so anyway, we finally got to Gracie, and she said, this is where you get off. And so there was nobody there to meet me. And I thought, oh gosh, what do I do now? Oh, excuse me, but you know. So anyway, I got to I thought, well, I have an address. So I got a cab, and I took the cab and went over to this friend's house, and she didn't pick me up because she had an appointment. And so I stayed with her until I got an apartment. And then one by one, my sisters came at different times, and we stayed at our house. And by golly, that's why all of you people here have got stuck with me. Look, you're all stuck with me.
So there isn't much to tell, but I will tell you one thing. One time there was a whole bunch of ice sitting there, and I didn't want to move. And she got real upset, Alberta did. She got real upset because I wouldn't move. And she jumped over and she fell right on her nose. That's why she's got that little thing on her. So then she got even with me. Yeah. Then she got even with me because I was laying on the couch in the living room. We had an old stove that had a poker there. And she took and she put it right on the back of my neck. And I still have the mark on the neck. Yeah.
Branded for life.
Branded for life, yeah. Everybody wants to know if it's an operation. And not too long ago we were over in Hawaii. And we were all sitting around out on my island. And I left them, us women were all on a cruise. And this one Hawaiian, he was out there dancing away, and pretty soon he come over and he grabbed me, and away I went. And boy, did I dance. He just picked me up, and away we went. And I can't think of anything more. But,
you just remember the Hawaiian guy.
Yeah. Naturally. And I'm going to Hawaii again pretty soon. And that's about...
You going back over to see the same one?
I might. You never know. You never know. But anyway, that's my little story.
See them all. They take the best till last. And I got lots to tell.
We're going to be here for a while.
I have one son who I know is going to disown me after today. That's all right. I may disown him too after last night. And Dawn said she had nothing to tell, but she told me a little tale about when she went to the zoo the other day. And she had quite an experience. She had, her friend had a sister visiting her from New York, and they went out for brunch, and then they went to the zoo. And they're walking around, and they went inside where the animals are, and the old tiger, he was just squirming and pounding on the walls and everything. You think it's going to be dirty, don't you? They're standing up close to the cage watching this tiger just back and forth, and all of a sudden he turned around, and he was ticked off. I could say a different word, but I won't in front of the children. And he let fly, and he wee-weed all over the place. Their glasses and their faces. She tells you she has nothing more to tell. She's got lots. So anyhow, that's all I got to say. My tale is told.
No, you got to stay out there. Yeah, you gotta be here.
Yeah.
And our tail is really good.
My favorite potato.
You're told it's right your way, but it's in the shadow. Wait a minute. Okay, Grandma, you come this way. You guys move down a step. Alberta, come down to the end.
I knew we had a
There you go.
Now get returned.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right.
Want me to read them?
Yeah,
Okay, for you on your birthday, you know you're over the hill when 12 ways to know how. If you discover you're over the hill, remember it's better to be over than under. If you wake up with that awful morning after feeling and you didn't do anything the night before, you're over the hill. If you wonder why they started printing everything in smaller type. Your eye doctor asks you to read the chart on the wall and you say, what wall? Your pharmacist calls you by your first name. Your car battery goes dead because your turn signal was on for 2 weeks straight. You know you're over the hill when it takes a couple of tires to get over a speed bump. At the airport, they ask you to check your bags and you aren't carrying any luggage. Your insurance company has started sending you their free calendar 1 month ahead of time. Your back goes out more often than you do. That's true. You realize that a postage stamp today costs more than a movie did when you were growing up. At cafeterias, you complain that the Jell-O's too tough. And the last reason is that you light the candles on your birthday cake and a troop of Girl Scouts forms a circle and sings Kumbaya.
Where's that from?
Well, it goes with a package that's down here.
I'm just going to take the package.
And you got to let them see where that box is from. Frederick's of Hollywood.
Keep it steady.
Show me.
Just a minute. There's a note.
You have to model this one.
It says, Dear Mom, we know in your second life when you come back, you want to have a voice, boobs, and a butt. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I'm scared to open it. Don't be afraid. We're all in here.
That's what she's afraid of.
This came from my kids, I know. Oh, it's just what I always wanted to.
Built-in butt.
Built-in gloves. It's built-in, but it's not gloves. I won't wear them.
Go read the Bob.
Oh, come on.
Make sure you get them right.
Go read the Bob.
Can I do it
Come on. I don't have my glasses.
I don't either. You want mine?
Can you do it now?
Okay. This is what else was in there.
It's recording.
Mother got the first part of her.
Hey, put your hands through here, Lindsay.
We can't. I don't think we can get the voice.
Keep it right on there.
All
Don't shake a lot.
You can too. You're good at that.
Don't shake
Aunt
it.
Rita, I'm blushing. In this little bottle, Jackie found something really impressive. It's called Hooter Helpers. Let's see. Pills for itsy bitsy. Beep. Turns tiny bee bites into foamy hooters. You take one of these before every meal for the next week. And that'll fulfill part 2.
That'll fulfill part 2. I love your story. I bet that came from you, girls.
Oh, no.
Never been done.
That's for sure. I know that. They think I will wear that. I know you will. I gotta get out long time from that store.
Wonder Bra.
Yeah, you don't wear those in the winter, Alberta. They're not for over your ears.
I hope that is on the
Ski mask, huh?
Oh, you guys are crazy.
Are you going to read those, Jackie?
Yes, she's going to, because your mother's eyes are long gone. Where'd she go?
Happy special birthday, sweetie. We cordially invite you to enjoy your present from us on a riverboat dinner cruise in August. We will pick out a date together. Love you, okay, dear Aunt Alberta. With all our love, Brian, Margaret, David, and Alex. They are taking you on a cruise.
Oh,
St. Croix.
St. Croix.
By then you ought to be just really ready to
One before each meal.
Take your order, Bill.
Backyard. Here I am to share with you.
That's Alex.
Well, Margaret, thank you. That's gracious. Thanks a lot.
They felt really bad because they couldn't be here to share.
I know. I'll take that.
Yeah, she'll
I know, I just know.
You're a little anxious, girl. Yes, I am. I hope that you won't stand out or something, so she can take over. Oh, okay.
Happy birthday. Just seeing you light your candles melts my heart. And my shoes, my glasses, and my keys. Now wait a minute, who's going to fess up to this?
No name?
I can't read it. It looks like my son's handwriting.
Like Clay, they write like a pharmacist or a doctor.
Yeah.
Anybody else can fess up to it? She can't read the name.
Well,
Anybody else?
You can do it again.
Who down that? Come with me.
That's to put all this stuff in.
That braille is
The cards.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful book here. Where put all my photos in.
Did that come with that?
I don't know where the card's from.
Is that the one that's unidentified?
Yeah, that's unidentifiable. Is that
Is that your writing there? That's yours?
Uncle Don will.
Can't even, I think it,
Yeah, but it's somebody's name starts with a D.
Yes, it's definitely a D.
I forgot he sent it.
We got that.
It
must be somebody that isn't here.
No.
Send the red rope.
Janice?
Janet.
Janice?
Sitting back there grinning.
We thought you
Not saying a word.
camera in front of his
No.
Nobody could see him grinning.
I never knew Uncle Don was a tattletale before.
I'm a decipher.
That's like, must be something that's worse than.
Oh,
Over the hill.
Here, that don't matter.
He's
got a pair.
I keep calling and I can't get
I bet that came from Rita.
No. Bonnie, how could you say that? What do they mean I'm over the hill? I don't feel like it.
Chocolate
dentures.
Yum, yum.
Where do you think that would be from?
Don't show. It's got a card in it.
What does it say on the front of the card?
I haven't got the card open yet. I'm looking at the
To
back.
Aunt Alberta with love on your very special day.
Well, it doesn't say.
Now, which one of your nieces or nephews?
I would accuse every one of them. It's got to be, if it's Aunt, it's got to be anyone.
And you're stuck with them.
Yeah, you're all stuck with them. I'm stuck with them too. They were stuck with me. Right on. You realize how many of you I brought down here? Yeah. What happened? That you was going to say brought into this world. I was going to say, I got a big family, didn't I? Yeah.
Dorothy and Ron. Oh, today.
Because you're over the hill, and you're saying that
I'm just climbing, baby.
you're on the climbing end.
That's right.
He shows he ain't on the top walking down, or running down, Alberta. So he's not on the top of the hill running down. Oh, yeah. Gotta remember to walk down that hill, Ronnie.
The magazine for youth deficient Americans. Fun in bed, pillow fights, stealing covers, that sums it up. Seeing over the dashboard if it's necessary. Going bald and other ways to eliminate gray hair. And tummy tucks, the only way to get your stomach in your jeans.
And you want to know, I tried those pants on that Elma's got on, and I'm going, it didn't hardly work. You had them on. You did a candle first. You get them all first. Take them off.
Just that your subscription to Old Today begins today. Happy birthday, Dorothy and Ron, Briggs and family.
Oh, monkey see, monkey do. It's the middle of the night.
You know, everything's talking about her thinking from her body. Does that tell you something? Yeah.
Are you getting the hint? Well, if I take my teeth out at night, and I take my wig off, and I take my braids off, and I take my bra off, there's a hell of a lot, not much left. Take your pants off too, geez. There ain't nothing here for that night, but she's absolutely good. Somebody knows I collect allowance. Somebody knows I'm a collector. Yeah, I married him. You're right.
Caught on to that.
Funny. My girl gets very upset with his clowning around.
Oh, that's mine.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
I can tell her like it is. I'm a doctor. This is way out of line. Way out of line. No, it isn't. I'm not talking about couldn't be. Oh, no. Yeah. You guys. If I'd known this was happening, I wouldn't have been able to talk. I'd have been scared as ever. My voice is going like this. I was thinking, oh no, can I make him do this? Over the hill. Yeah, I'm getting a little message here.
Over the hill. Who said that? No way. Lots of life yet in this not-so-old gal. Love you. And me, Rita Mae.
All right. That sounds long.
Hold it up. Hold it up. Come on. Get it. Get it. Come on. Come on. This was probably the quick one.
La 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 la
I don't even have a milk bin. Let the mailman. Any old mailman.
Hold that up with Alberta. Alberta, hold it up with one more time.
This is what the older generation is Wait, that's not even the other strap. I don't even know how to get in.
All right.
Hey, Mom.
You always could wear each other's clothes.
We'll share.
No way. No fun.
I tell you, they just don't make grandmas like they used to. They want to see.
Not enough nowhere. And
Prune butter. And brand prune butter.
That's right. That's right. More ways than that. Better borrow that.
Give me none of that.
Just wait. They're going to get old someday. I hope I live long enough to give them this butter pack. Save it for them. Save it for them.
I'm slurping this. Alberta, there's a card inside I want you to read first.
Oh, all right.
If you can get it open.
He's gonna get it up.
You used to go on.
He wants you to taste it. You like the card?
I delegated.
Wisconsin, Jersey.
What does that tell you?
Wishing you an utterly delightful 80th birthday. Dear Alberta, you can take the girl out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the girl. Love, Bonnie and Dave. We love you so special in person.
Do you think it put the country in me?
After today, I know it's there. Sandy's sleeping all that time. Sandy's sleeping.
Mother, did you pose for this earlier?
Good morning, Dennis Taylor.
There.
Kind of bumpy back here.
Huh?
Kind of bumpy back here.
A little bumpy.
Bumpy, bumpy.
A little lump and bumpy. Huh? Yeah. Get everybody focused in here. The other worst girl that couldn't make the reunion, and I thought you people would like to see how she's doing. It's Viola, the oldest of them. Hi, Ma. Me?
I'm not drinking coffee. And carrying this with me.
Ma. See? Ma, we're taking a picture of you. We're going to send it out for Grace. She wants to see what you look like. So here we are. You gotta open up your eyes, Ma.
You have to smile and wave to everybody.
Can you smile? Yeah.
Ma just woke up from her nap.
How about waving? Or do like you do all the time. Tell them all go to heck.
Do you remember Lawrence Welk, Ma?
Remember Lawrence Welk? No.
Ma's still tired. She just woke up from her nap.
Yeah.
You'll notice up on her wall is a picture that Aunt Alberta gave her when she first moved in here. She still has it.
Yeah? Look at him. His dress. Jeez. Then go really straight to the time as well as that.
I think we should let Ma take her nap again. We just thought everybody would like to see her.